Thanks for staying with us. So joining us right now is the CEO of 105.1 City FM and the MD of City Media Academy. She's also a transformation leader with many years of experience within the finance, media, and telecom sector. She has applied entrepreneurial approaches and commitment to operational excellence to turn around falling businesses and bring them to profitability. Welcome with us, none other, a friend of the house, a sister that like no other, Doja Allen in the building. How you doing?
Hello, hi, ladies of your view.
So we wanted you to gist with us. You know, Thursdays, we like gist days. We like to discuss life, marriage. But before we start discussing issues of life, we saw that yesterday you shut down social media. You know that you did this thing with Jumoke, Shaguno, the Oniburedi, you know, who went viral many years ago during the T.Y. Bello photo shoot. And that she became a star. People started going on. There was a lot of sentimental attachment to that entire episode. And brands came in, they gave her a house, they gave her money. And then after a while, she just frizzled out. We didn't hear anything until yesterday. I saw it, I'm wondering, what's going on? So let's tell us about that first, before you bring us our Thursday gist. Okay. What's happening?
Right, so thank you for having me, ladies of the view. Thank you so much. TVC, thank you. Okay, right, Jumoke's story. I don't know how much I should delve into it, but it's a story of a comeback, just to give her a second chance. But to give context to what has happened in the past, like you rightly said. So she had that opportunity to come out in 2016, discovered by T.Y. Bello and Azuka on the streets while she was hawking her bread. And, you know, she photobombed into the photo shoot with Tiny Tampa, and, you know, the story changed. T.Y. was telling Azuka, okay, we could take this girl up and, you know, brush her and all of that. And that happened. And both of them were...
She was on front page of this day Style.
Yes.
I remember.
So, you know, they saw that she's very talented, she's very intelligent, and she has the physique of a model. And so, you know, they said, okay, let's give her that opportunity and expose her to the world, to fame. And, you know, that started, and I'm sure you can tell the story. You know, she went and started to model for different brands, brand ambassadors, and all of that. But, you know, the fact still remains that she wasn't educated, or she isn't educated. And somehow, Azuka and T.Y. were managing her. Like Azuka said at the press conference yesterday, every money that they had to pay to her was paid directly into her account. Nobody collected her money. She just made sure that everything was paid into her account. Somehow, and Jumoke was having fun. Shujimoto came into the picture. Shujimoto rented an apartment for her.
Yes, I remember that.
For 5 years.
Yeah.
I was even surprised when she was telling me.
For 5 years? That was a year.
That's what I thought. Wow. Jumoke herself said 5 years rent in one summer.
Oh.
I said 5 years. It tried. It did so well. And then Stanbic IBTC are paying her children's fees. So she had it all, you know, like a soft landing kind of thing. And somehow, Azuka said she was, according to Azuka, that she was traveling out of the country for about a month and handed over to someone who should manage Jumoke, and the person just, you know, brainwashed Jumoke, and that's what turned everything around. And so when Azuka came back, Azuka then said, okay, Jumoke, I've been calling you, wait for me. She then said, Auntie, Motini manager me.
Got a new manager.
I have a new manager.
Wow.
And Azuka was like,
new manager.
What's going on? The new manager, they'll look after me, they'll do this. She knew that Jumoke was brainwashed. And that was the end of Azuka, T.Y., and Jumoke. So Azuka left her. Of course, the manager wouldn't look after her, extorted her. Yeah. When she went to South Africa, took advantage of her. When she went to South Africa, when they went to South Africa together, the manager didn't give her anything. We collect all the money, tell Jumoke stories, and we used part of the money we used to do accommodation, feed, transport, Of course, that's not true. And that's how she found herself back down. Took her Instagram page, her Instagram handle, social media pages, just took everything from her. Azuka told the story yesterday at the press conference. And that was how Jumoke went back down, as in completely down. From, you know, she went from grass to grace, from grace back to grass. Back to grass.
So why do you think, why are you bringing her back?
So, yes, I'm building the story. So, of course, clearly, she knows how Azuka and TY feel about her. So, of course, she ran back to them and started begging them that, she's sorry. She knows she made a mistake. She shouldn't have done what she did. She could have trusted them, that they were going to look after her and all of that. And so begged Azuka. And, Azuka being who she is.
Being who she is. Mother of Nigeria.
Took her back. And she said everybody was saying, why would you take her back after what she did? Typical Nigerian mentality, the way Nigerians would think. And Azuka now started to look after Jumoke. I remember, I think sometime last year, she called me to say to me, Doja, remember Jumoke? I said, yes. She said, I'm trying to gather money for her rent. Can you please donate or contribute? And I said, not a problem. I sent the money to her account and she put it together and paid for Jumoke's rent. And that was it. Then she came this year to my office and said, I've come. That was Azuka. I said, I've come. I said, what is it? She started and she said, remember I like Jumoke again? I said, yes, I do. She said, please now help me employ her in this your station. I said, employ her. How? That's why she just broke it. Please employ her and I'll be paying her a salary. I said, how? She said, then she told me the story, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but we can't throw the baby out of the bathwater. Let's just give her a second chance. This one, Azuka was like, I said, okay. All right, no problem. I was going to call Jumoke to meet her in my office. And so she came. When she came, she sat down. Azuka is, so caring. I remember when that day in my office, she sat down, and Azuka kept doing, see your hair, brush your hair down. Doja, give me lipstick. Do you have a gloss? Let me put it on. And I don't like the way she looks. And I was just looking at her like this.
Very motherly.
Very motherly. And, and so we started to have the conversation. And I said, Jumoke, what do you want to do? And she was like, she's good at anything and everything. She's not lazy. She's very talented. Anything you give to her, she'll do it. And she's right. So I called in my head of programs and I said, okay, can we carve out a program for this young lady, but start by training? And we went, MD, but we're not a Yoruba speaking station. I said, hey, just carve a Yoruba segment. It doesn't matter. We can have a Yoruba segment or an indigenous segment on the station. It doesn't matter. We can create one. It's not cast in stone. And then I gave him the instruction. I said, okay, put her on Saturday. Fortunately, we have a very good presenter on Saturday, Bybee. So I said, put her with Bybee. Let her start to understudy Bybee. And Bybee starts to train her. Bybee gives me a report every week. I need to see the report on how she's progressing and how she's getting on.
Yeah.
Every week. And Bybee sends me that every week. And I think she's been doing it. No, she hasn't. She's been doing it for the last 4 months now. Wow. And so I got a report from Bybee a few weeks ago, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, sending me a production of Jumoke's intended program. And I'm like, I need to send it to her. I wish we could play it. And I'm like, see the way she sounds. She first of all played 2 nice music. And then she went, hey, you fancy me? And I'm like,
Yoruba.
You see the voice. Yeah, it's going to be a Yoruba program. Claire.
That's a very powerful voice.
Yes, if you need to hear the voice. Yeah. I sent it to a few people and I'm like, I'm captivated already. Yeah. She's honestly very gifted and talented. So she's going to graduate, I think, in December and start her program first week in January, hopefully by the grace of God. Then she's going to attend the City Media Academy where she'll brush up her skills, production. She has to know how to put her scripts together, addiction.
I'll pause you for a second because before you came on, Topa said something about empowering the right way, and I'd like you to talk empowering the right way. Yes. Let's talk about.
Yes. So I felt a bit. Jumoke's story was something that it was like this wind that blew all through Nigeria. Everybody knew about when it happened. And we also got to know about when she disconnected from, quote unquote, her source. Her source, exactly. We knew when she sort of felt like I'm big enough to handle myself. I've always found it a bit controversial, the way we go about empowerment as a country. We give money, give tools, no mentorship, no follow-up. And so people that have never done business before, like the story of the boy that Aquafina, a water brand, gave him millions of naira because of the way he marketed, and the entire money, gone, because we are not empowering, right? So when I saw your announcement of the press release, I wanted to be there. Because I felt like this is empowerment, because you're not just we're not just going to say, go and fend for yourself. I want you to talk about what you saw that went wrong and how, as a society, we can begin to correct how we go about our empowerment. Because I know you set up your initiative, your NGO as well, to do some of these things.
Yes, thank you, Tope. So you're very right. At the outset, she was exposed to too much at once. For someone that didn't go to school. If you heard her at the press conference yesterday, she said, oh, if she had a very good education, she would not have made that mistake because all those brainwashing and cheating and all of that would not have happened if she was properly educated. So now, moving forward, the future, what I said to her, and we've had a conversation, and this is the truth. I told her, I said, first, I will give you a job. So I said, you've made a lot of mistakes that you shouldn't have made. I said, the whole thing got into your head, no doubt about it, but it's okay. God is a God of a second chance. We will give you a second chance. So don't worry, don't feel condemned. Anytime you speak to her, she's crying. She's crying. She feels really bad. She's, she regrets her actions, which is good. So I said, you've made your mistakes. You're going to come back. We'll bring you back. So I said, I'm going to give you a job on City FM, no doubt, no problem. I will put you on a salary. I will employ you. I will be your boss. We're going to start again from the beginning. You come. You're going to be subject to every rule, the rules and the rules and policies of the organizations, of the organization, and you'll be trained. So you've started your training now. She comes on Saturdays. She sends a report. It's compulsory. She comes. She doesn't come. They'll ask her. In fact, if she's not going to come, she's going to take permission to say, I have to take my daughter to school or my son to school.
How many kids does she have now?
2.
Children. Do you have an idea how old they are?
14 and 11 or 12, thereabout. Our first is 14.
This is a good second chance. I don't know, Ramati, want to jump in?
So I like the fact that I like the story, and I like the fact that you were able to help us. So I want to, like someone like me, somebody that has that kind of shaky, everything that happened and all. What made you still, feel like, okay, I can still help her? Let me still see if I can,
You trust that
yes,
she will
this
not
time around,
she will not mess up again.
So, so what I would say is that I know that, and I've told her again, that I will not leave her. I told her in my office, and I said it in Yoruba to her, I said, I'm a mother of 3 boys. I said, if somebody tells you she's a mother of 3 boys, you should know that person is a thatcher. I said, I will tell you that I will not accept nonsense from you. I told her to her face. I said, so I will mentor you. You are not going to make the same mistakes again. I said, what I tell you to do is what you're going to do. How I tell you to go about it is what you're going to do. I said to her, you are going to go to school. You must be educated. Do you want to go to school? She said, yes, ma. Then she said, oh, Uncle Shujimoto actually enrolled me in a school in Lekki. But for some reason, she couldn't go. Maybe she was having issues then and transportation and all of that. And so she couldn't face it and go to school. So we're going to revisit that. It might not be in Lekki, somewhere very close where it's accessible to her. She's going to go to school. She must be properly educated.
Yeah.
She's not
Let me let you jump in here.
Speak.
I was going to, while I know that the education is very important, I don't think education is an excuse for bad behavior.
Yeah.
Lack of education is an excuse for bad behavior. You, educated or not, you know right or wrong.
Yeah, morals.
So, I mean, what she did was wrong.
Yeah.
She discarded the people that were helping her, went to this other person. That shows a flaw in her character.
Yeah.
I agree.
How are you going to make sure that that flaw that is in her character does not rise again?
Yes, exactly.
Because what if one...
That's a fundamental greed, yeah.
Suave guy comes now and says, to find you. Come, let me help you. And before you know it,
Back to
you don't fall.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about the guy bit because of man-woman issue.
Yes.
But she's trying. She's already showing us that
She's committed.
she's committed. So, for example, at the press conference yesterday, she called out to me and said, "Oh, ma, that person's asking for my number," and I told them that they should get your number instead. So I said, "Very good."
Just Nigerians too.
Do you understand? You're already committed.
They are giving press
number.
now. On what basis?
And very
want to poach.
my nature. I said they have started.
Yes,
I said that's
so
how they
that's how
start.
they
That's
start.
how they started with you. I said be
Divide.
careful. Yes, be very careful. They already, all around her, asking for a number and all of that. And I said, don't give anybody a number. Give them Bibie's number. Who is the person training you on the station? If anybody wants anything from you, they should go through Bibie, not just yet. Let me
go back. Let me do it to a question, because there are viewers watching us and say, there's a question, a fundamental question, what is the need for you and Azuka? They are thinking, because people are thinking in their head, what are they doing? Are they Mother Holy Mary, or what are they?
Mother
Teresa, yes. You know, so what is the need? That's what somebody is thinking in their head. What is the need for you?
What can possibly be in it for us? Is she a millionaire or a billionaire? What can possibly be in it for us? Absolutely nothing. What we're going to say is in it for us at the end of the day will be the joy and the satisfaction. You know, I'm going to put my hand on my chest and say I was part of Jumoke's comeback story. When you see where she is in a few years, you know, she's successful, Jumoke is happy, but she's lost a lot of confidence. She's lost her self-esteem, her self-worth. She feels really low now. So we have to do quite a lot to bring her back. Like I said, any little conversation, she's crying. What can possibly be in it for us? We are the ones. Yesterday, for example, 2 days, while we're planning this event, we couldn't get hold of her. Jumoke, what happened? Jumoke, what happened? My phone is spoiled. My phone. I got her a phone, a brand new phone, Samsung phone yesterday, and I handed over and I called myself and I said, put her SIM in it, set her up. Jumoke, go back on your Instagram. You know, now you need to. So what can possibly be in it for us? Rather than to see someone who God gave the opportunity the first time misuse it and just think the way God would think and say, okay, let's give her a second chance at life, at success, at fame, or whatever God has.
Wishing you the best on this. I mean, I'm going to wrap up on this, but I mean, congratulations to you and my big sister Azuka for this amazing work. I mean, we are hoping for the best, and we are rooting for the two of you, and also for Jumoke, hoping that indeed this time around her comeback will be greater, you know, than her previous years. Helping with the biblical thing. The former will be better than the latter. The latter will be better than the former. Yes, I was looking at your eyes to give me the. Anyways, thank you. Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we'll now come out our Thursday. Oh, we have a caller. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. Go ahead, please. Any comments on social media?
Please, I would like to correct this notion. Education is never an excuse for a bad behavior. It shouldn't be an excuse for a bad behavior. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Yes. We have people that have PhD, that are professors, that once in, you know, they've made it once, and from grace to grass. So I think what we need to do is what Dr. has pointed out. That is, you know, we need to, you know, mentoring, because anybody could mess up with fame, with, you know, fortune, but what we need is mentoring, proper mentoring, and people that surround you matters. People that surround you matters. So it's mentoring that we need. So anybody could be a victim of that. Even if you are PhD, you are educated, you are this, you could be a victim. So the most important thing is people that surround you, and you should treat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Woli. Thank you. I have a comment here from Mrs. Machado Ononuga. She says, good morning, dear sis. I'm really impressed with your guest and what she's doing with Jumoke Oniburedi. Her type of empowerment is what all government agencies need to incorporate into their empowerment programs. Very pertinent that you mentioned this.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
There's a comment. Somebody said, Cindy said, God bless you, Ma, and Azuka.
Yes. So, I mean, again, congratulations to you, to all the three of you and the entire group.
I think I need to add, just to comment that, yes, she's going to be properly mentored by myself. I'll be her greatest mentor, and I've told her this. And we plan or intend to give updates. Maybe on a monthly basis, Jumoke will come on and talk about what she's done in this month, just to give Nigerians the feedback for them to know that she's now on the right path.
Fantastic. Let's go on a short break now. We'll come back, we'll move on to our Thursday normal gist. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.